What roommate prank made you completely lose your mind? My 3 roommates always knew I was the one who kept our apartment running smoothly, even though we all split rent equally down the middle. I cooked breakfast before my shifts at the hospital and left portions wrapped in the fridge for everyone to grab when they woke up at noon. I meal prepped dinners every Sunday so nobody would go hungry during the week, and I scrubbed the bathroom tiles at midnight after my 12-hour shifts because nobody else would touch them. I picked up their packages from the lobby every single day because they never checked the mailbox and drove them to the airport at ungodly hours whenever they needed rides and cleaned their hair out of the shower drain weekly, even though it made me gag every time. I even organized their mail and paid the utilities on time because they always forgot, and I couldn't handle another late fee hitting my credit score. That day was supposed to be different though, because I had texted them from the break room at the hospital practically begging them to handle dinner just this once. My attending physician had me assist on this emergency surgery, and the patient coded right there on the table while I was holding retractors and watching the monitors flatline. We got him back after 17 minutes of compressions, but my hands were still shaking hours later, and all I wanted was to come home to something warm and comforting that I didn't have to make myself. Please guys, I'm having the worst day of my entire residency, and I just need you to cook something simple tonight. Anything is fine. I don't care what it is. I had typed through tears in the supply closet between rounds. When I finally dragged myself through the apartment door at 9:30 that night, I could smell something cooking from the kitchen, and for the first time in months, I actually felt grateful to live with these people. My roommate Tyler was stirring something on the stove while Jessica and Brandon were setting the table with actual plates instead of paper towels, which should have been my first warning sign that something was off. "We made you something special since you had such a rough day," Jessica said with this weird smile as she pulled out a chair for me at the table. I practically collapsed into it while Tyler brought over this covered dish and set it down in front of me with way too much ceremony for a Tuesday night dinner. The second I lifted the lid, I knew something was wrong. This strong, putrid, undefinable smell hit me like a physical wall of pure disgust. They had made some kind of nightmare casserole with what looked like canned tuna, mixed with chocolate syrup and pickles loading in milk with chunks of blue cheese and raw onions scattered on top. Tyler started cackling immediately while Brandon pulled out his phone to record my reaction, and Jessica was doubled over, clutching her stomach from laughing so hard. "Your face! Oh my god, your face!" Brandon wheezed between breaths while I just sat there staring at this steaming pile of garbage they had prepared specifically to humiliate me. I stood up so fast the chair crashed backwards into the wall, and the entire apartment went dead silent. "Get out," I said in this voice I didn't even recognize as my own. Tyler stopped laughing and looked confused, like I was the one being unreasonable here. "Come on, it's just a prank. We were gonna order pizza after," he said, reaching for his phone. "On your card, of course." That's when something inside me completely snapped, and I grabbed the disgusting casserole dish and hurled it against the wall where it exploded in a spray of rancid milk and tuna across their precious gaming setup. "I watched someone die today," I screamed so loud the neighbors definitely heard every word through the paper-thin walls. I grabbed Tyler's phone out of his hand and threw it across the room where it shattered against the refrigerator. I held a man's chest open while they pumped his heart manually trying to keep him alive, and his blood was all over my scrubs, and I threw up in the parking garage, and all I wanted was one meal that I didn't have to cook myself after cooking thousands of meals for you ungrateful parasites who can't even load a dishwasher correctly. Jessica tried to back away, but I swept everything off the counter with my arm, sending dishes crashing to the floor. "You haven't bought toilet paper once in 2 years, Jessica. Not once. And you, Brandon? You owe me $800 in groceries that you swore you'd pay back, but you bought that stupid gaming chair instead." Brandon tried to protect his gaming chair as I kicked it over, but I was already at the closet pulling out their coats and throwing them at their feet. "You have 30 days to find somewhere else to live, and if you're not gone by then, I'm putting all your stuff on the curb and changing the locks myself." I grabbed the router and ripped it out of the wall, cutting off their precious internet mid-game. "And if any of you even think about asking me for the Wi-Fi password before you leave, I will physically throw you out that window myself." They moved out without saying a single word to me. Tyler tried to leave a note, but I threw it away without reading it.